What is up, everybody? Welcome to DFS by the Numbers. These are my final thoughts for UFC Vegas 38. Going to be talking some betting, talking some Draftkings, talking some weigh-ins as well. Sorry, starting like a minute late. Had some technical difficulties, but I think we're rolling now. It wouldn't let me start the stream for some reason. But we have a GC in here saying one of the benefits of not being able to sleep across the pond is catching Brady's latest videos. Appreciate that, GC. Thank you for hanging out. We have Samuel Ramirez in the chat. What's up, Brady? How about last weekend's card? Yeah, last weekend's card was phenomenal. Very, very fun to be at, and made some money. Made some very good money last week, so that was awesome. Zayed, what's up, Brady? Hope you had a great time in Vegas. Good luck for this card. Appreciate that. Good luck to you as well. Dan saying, a first time live in here. Glad to be here. Glad to have you as well, Dan. Ladies and gents, let's hit the gas. I agree. Michael in the chat as well. Bout better saying odd. They saying, thank God I didn't lay all my bets. I don't know what you're talking about there. Are you talking about the Bellator card? Just cashed a 1.5 unit on MVP at plus 100. Good start to the week. There you go. Yep, there were some people saying it was a potential robbery on that fight. I did not watch it, so can't comment on that at all. But yeah, Bellator just got done. Woo, let's go. I agree. Let's go. What's up, Asphalt? Michael came in first on the big tourney last week, and there you go. Congrats, man. Yeah, I don't know how many people shared the winning prize, but regardless, I mean, first place, that's awesome. Thought Lima won. Just cashed 3 units on MVP by decision. A sweet robbery win. There you go. What's up, Stack? How you doing? All right, guys, before we get started, I do want to shout out the sponsor, Pub Sports Radio. I'm doing a ton of content over there during the week. Me and Uncle Weezy on Sunday, Stat Jiggers. Also on Tuesday with the Draftkings show with me, Weezy, Luke, and then AJ as well. And I'm also there on Pub Sports Radio doing some NFL content with Billy Wednesday, and then also Friday as well, where we do our stacks video and also talk some betting as well. Lots of things sticking out in terms of betting for NFL, and we talked about that on there. So go check that out. And then they're going live, as always, Saturday for the fights, live betting, live commentary. Go check out Pub Sports Radio. And yeah, before we get started and get to the video, if you guys can leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, always much, much appreciated. Let's get those likes up. One small like does go a long way. And Daniel's saying, hey, Brady, typically I like to bet on fighters when they miss weight by pounds, but the 2 fighters who miss weight are big dogs. What do you think? I think both fighters that did miss weight are going to lose. We'll talk more about that. We got Danger in the chat. What is up, Danger? Let's go. I agree. Let's go. Dom in the chat as well. Let's go. Stock saying Stat Digger's best MMA show, hands down. Appreciate that. Thank you for watching and enjoying it. I enjoy doing it. I know Uncle Weezy enjoys doing it as well. Uncle Weezy is in Florida right now, enjoying some sun. He's on vacation, relaxing. Shout out to Weezy. All right, so yeah, great week last week. All I really needed was Medic Turner to end inside the distance. That was my biggest play of the night. That hit. I had Daukaus inside the distance as well. Had some other things hit, so that was great. The Hail Mary parlay I gave out on Patreon, it was like plus 798. That hit. That was awesome. And then I also did. I went to the sports book, put down a 9-legger, and that hit. I also put down a 12-legger that was 1 leg away from hitting. But yeah, it was a phenomenal night. Made lots of money and had fun doing it. So hopefully make some money on this card as well. And I say we start with the first fight. Did I have any bets on the Aspen Ladd fight? So I did put a half unit down on Chiazon. But I figured that it was going to get canceled there because that Ladd looked horrible. Camp saying, let's make some money. We have a dono in the chat. Michael, shout out to Michael. Thank you for the dono and thank you for hanging out. Appreciate the dono a ton. All right. We'll talk about that right now, actually. So we have Alejandro Perez going against Johnny Eduardo. And I actually agree with that. Get Darce choked. I agree with that. I have the fight does not go to decision. I got it at plus 100. It is now sitting at minus 160. So a lot of money has come in that since then. Got it earlier in the week. And I see this fight finishing one way or another, right? Johnny Eduardo is somebody that is extremely dangerous, but he's dangerous for about 5 minutes. His gas tank is non-existent, and he's now 43 years old. On Tapology, it says 41. But if you take a look at Wikipedia and also UFC stats, he's 43 years old. And he's a bantamweight, and typically, you know, I enjoy fading those guys, and I will be here as far as a pick, and I'll pick Alejandro Perez, but I do like the fight doesn't go to decision as it does cover both sides. You take a look at the finish rates between the two. You know, both guys have been finished a million times. Eduardo's been finished 10 times out of his 12 losses, 9 coming by submission, 1 by knockout. Perez has been finished in 5 of his 8 losses, 3 by submission, 2 by knockout, and both guys are really solid finishers as well. So I took the fight doesn't go to decision, plus 100, plus money. I don't hate that. 1 unit on that. As far as picking a winner, I'm going to go with the younger guy. There's no way I can pick the 43-year-old Eduardo. I think he could have some success early, but after a couple minutes, I do see him slowing down to the point where Perez probably gets him out of there, maybe second or third round. So I think fight doesn't go to decision is the way to go, and I'm going to start off the night with some violence in terms of DK. First fight of the night, I don't see this fight being too popular. I think both Perez and Eduardo are going to be extremely low owned. I actually see a finish in this fight, so I'm going to target this fight for sure. Not going to go crazy on it because typically Perez is a fighter that I'm not too crazy about. He's very low volume. A lot of his fights are boring, but I do think there's a chance he gets a finish here. So I think it's solid in DraftKings as well. But mostly, I do like that fight doesn't go to decision. What's up, Billy? Yep, just got off a NFL show with Billy. Should be an interesting show. Exciting wins. Yeah, very exciting wins, right? Lots of stuff happened. Probably one of the most interesting wins of the year for sure. Maybe hit 10 and 6 and 4-leggers. Yeah, I was with you there. I had like a 4-legger. I had a 6-legger, and then I had a 9-legger hit and almost a 12-legger as well. Perez looked cracked out, did he? I thought he looked like him normal self. Davey on the fight doesn't go to decision as well. Dogger pass. It probably is dogger pass, right? I'm not that impressed with Perez, and Eduardo's going to give him some problems early, you think. So we'll see what happens there. Stack on Eduardo plus 210, put half a unit. Yeah, I mean, he's going to be live early, so the problem is I think it has to be early for him to win, you know? Get Darce saying Edgar by submission. Get Darce. Do you have my notes pulled up or something? You're still in my thunder, man. First this and now that. Yeah, I do like Edgar by submission as well. We'll talk about that more. All right, so we'll talk about it right now, actually. Stephanie Edgar going against Shannon Young, and me and Weezy talked about this fight on Stat Diggers, and yeah, she was sitting at plus money. It was like plus 112. I was very, very tempted in jumping on Stephanie Edgar. I should have. I decided I was going to wait a little bit, look into it a little bit more, and then I look back and she's like minus 130. Now at this point, she's minus 140. I think I saw her like close to minus 150 on a book. And yeah, I like Edgar here quite a bit. I guess the problem I was having was I really don't know how good she is, right? She looks really good against soccer moms and lower level competition. She beat Mara Morella Barella back in the day. But when she did take a step up against Tracy Cortez, she looked like crap. But then again, it's Tracy Cortez, right? The way I attacked this fight was I just took a small stab on the Edgar by submission prop. We've seen Shannon Young submit him multiple times. Miranda Maverick took her down, submitted her pretty easily. Sarah Alpar, who has since then been cut, took her down twice, took her back and submitted her as well. So she's been submitted multiple times. And, you know, Edgar, judo black belt, if she can't get this down to the mat, which I have a strong feeling she will, because, you know, Young's been taken down by Maverick. She's been taken down by Alpar, and she's been taken down by Chiazon. If this fight does hit the mat, I wouldn't be shocked if there was a submission from Edgar as well. And Edgar is the bigger fighter. If you saw the weigh-ins, Edgar was a lot bigger than I expected. And yeah, I don't hate the Edgar submission prop. So I did take a quarter unit on it, plus 600, taking a shot there. At this point, I wouldn't really touch the money line at minus 140. I would have loved it at plus money, but missed the boat there. So just taking a small shot on the submission prop there. Edgar or Young has been submitted once officially, once against Miranda Maverick as well. And we do see that Edgar has finished. Half of her finishes come by submission. So taking a shot there as far as DK, this is where I'm going to have quite a bit of action on Edgar. She's going to have takedown upside. Like I said, Young can be taken down. She can be submitted. And I actually like what I see from Edgar. But again, the only concern I have is, you know, she looks really, really good against low-level competition. And maybe Young is low-level competition. But when she does take a step up, she does not look that great. But we'll see. Not high on Shannon Young. I think Edgar is the spot here. But yeah, now minus 140. I don't think I touched that there. But yeah, taking a shot on the sub prop. Inside the distance is sitting at inside the distance plus 330. That's not horrible as well. You know, Edgar has finished 80% of her wins inside the distance. So yeah, that's not terrible. Yep, Edgar sub prop is live here. I think it is as well. I think she'll get it down to the mat. Talking about Aspen, we'll talk about Aspen Ladd a little bit. That sucks. Would have liked to see that. What's up, Brady? Give me your 2 locks for tomorrow. The fight doesn't go to decision in the main event, and then Carol Rosa will be my 2 locks of the night. Nothing is a lock in MMA. Nothing at all. But those are my two most confident plays. I'll say that. Adrian saying running away from this fight on DK reeks of low level. It does, but typically, right, those low level fights seem to always score good. Low level output, barring a finish. Yeah, I'm more so on the Edgar side. I don't have much interest, if any at all, in Young, but I think Edgar can implement some takedowns there. But yeah, it is definitely low level. Young is coming off of pregnancy. She had a baby. I forget the exact how long ago it was, but it wasn't that long. It was less than a year ago. Coming off of having a baby. Not good. Not good. Gus with the super sticker. Appreciate you, Gus. 149. Thank you for hanging out and thank you for the dono. Can't wait till Friday to place bets. I locked her since Monday. Yeah, got her Monday. There you go. Locks don't exist in MMA. Connor to TKO Cowboy was a lock. You know what I mean. I mean, anything can happen on any given night. But I just don't like to use the word lock. Violence, Perez, Smith, Misha, Price, Santos. I agree with pretty much every one of those. Yeah, me and Thomas are big on the violence. Some people hate violence. Some people like betting overs and fight goes to decisions. I could never. It's really hard. I can't bet a fight goes to decision. I can't even watch the fight if I do that. I do when it's necessary, but it's hard to watch the fight. Hernandez is a lock. I think he wins. Saftik was saying, yeah, I heard about that as well. The Young's not taking her training serious as at all. Yeah, so that's not good as well. So yeah, I do like Edgar, but not at this price, to be honest. Yeah, Valentina was a lock. Valentina was a lock. At the fights, some dude was sitting next to me. I said, if Murphy wins, I'll drink a beer out of your boot. And he was all excited about it, rooting for Murphy. But yeah, that was a lock. Yeah, I mean, Amanda Nunes versus Megan Anderson, that was a lock. Like that's a lock. Dylan, are you late to the party? No, not really. I mean, 14 minutes late, not too bad. What's up, Dylan? All right, so we'll move on to the next fight. Douglas Silva de Andrade going against Gaetano Perello. And I'm thinking violence here once again. I have the under 2.5 rounds. I have 1 unit on it, and I got it at plus 125. And the reason I do like violence is Perello is a very, very violent fighter. We take a look at it. He has 21 fights. I believe 19 of them have ended inside the distance. 19 of Perello's 21 fights have all ended inside the distance. He is a kill or be killed fighter. 93% finish rate. This guy is very, very dangerous. Hits very, very hard. 73% by knockout, 20% by submission for a 93% finish rate altogether. He has been finished in 5 of his 6 losses as well. 4 coming by submission, 1 coming by knockout. Silva de Andrade is a finisher himself, a 73% knockout rate. This guy hits very, very hard, and he has been finished in half his losses, 2 out of 4. I think this is going to be a very violent fight. I think that Andrade is going to give Perello the fight he wants, and that fight is going to be a fight where they just stand and bang until one man falls. I don't know if Andrade is going to go for takedowns. I think it would be extremely smart to, but you take a look at Andrade's career, and it's not something he tries to do a ton. He does it some here and there, but he doesn't have much success in holding down people. Me and Uncle Weezy talked about on Stat Diggers how he's able to get guys down. He's just not able to hold them down. But yeah, if I was Andrade, I'd come in here, try to wrestle, try to take him down, because that's where Perello can be exploited. But I kind of have a feeling they're just going to stand and bang until one man falls. At that point, like, Andrade minus 270, I get it. He's fought the much better competition. He is the better all-around fighter, but he is 36, and like I said, he's going to give Perello the fight he wants. So I completely disagree with that price tag. I'll still pick him to win, but I'm more so on the violent side of things. I think someone does get finished here one way or another, and at plus money, I'll definitely take the shot there. As far as DK goes, Andrade is fine. As far as a punt goes, I think Perello's very interesting. If he does win, there's a really good chance it's inside the distance. I don't see him winning a decision whatsoever. But yeah, I think it's going to be another violent fight early in the card as well. Oh my god. How wild did you get? Wild because I had the Marias round 1 prop at like plus 950, and I was like, oh, it's gonna hit, and then no, Marab somehow recovers, so that was pretty awesome. AV likes the fight doesn't go to decision. I'm with you there. I think it's still around plus money. Fight doesn't go to decision is minus 105. Haha, why do you keep... Because I don't know what you're asking, man. Let's see here. Silva's going to kill him. Good cardio, good shot selection. Yeah, he's going to have the cardio advantage for sure. He seems like a lock unless he gets robbed. Yeah, I don't know about lock. He's 36, but I do think he probably does win. Yo, Brady, if you've got money on Devonte, the odds for the fight ending in TKO or higher, yeah, we'll talk about that. Douglas wins by KO. All right, so we will move on to the next fight here. We had Devonte Smith going against Jamie Mullarkey. This fight card is very good. Very, very good fight card. Like, these fights to start off the card, maybe not the most name value at all, but these are going to be really fun, and these are going to be very violent as well. Devonte Smith, Jamie Mullarkey, I love the fight doesn't go to decision. I love the under. I have 1.5 units on the under 2.5 rounds at -150, and the reason being, both these guys are all-out finishers. Devonte Smith, a 100% finish rate. In 13 fights, Devonte Smith has never seen the scorecards, ever. Win or lose, he's never seen the scorecards. He hits like an absolute truck. I do question the chin on Devonte Smith as well, getting knocked out 2 times. But Jamie Mullarkey, same thing. Jamie Mullarkey is no stranger to finishing himself. Jamie Mullarkey hits very, very hard himself. Decent submissions as well. Solid wrestling, a 93% finish rate. The last time Jamie Mullarkey won a decision was back in 2013. Like 7 or 8 years ago is the last time that Jamie Mullarkey ever won a decision. And kind of how I look at it is I think it's going to be Devonte Smith early, or Jamie Mullarkey could be early as well, but more so on the late side. And instead of picking a side, which somebody mentioned it, fight ends in KO is a better price than Devonte Smith or something like that, you said. But this is weird because the under 2.5 is -150. And Devonte Smith is -145, right? Like, that does not make sense to me, because if Devonte Smith is going to win, it's going to be inside the distance. He's not going to win a decision. If anybody does win a decision, it's going to be Jamie Mullarkey, So, but regardless, I think Mullarkey could, if Mullarkey does win, he's going to take down Smith. He's going to control him. He's going to make him work, and he's probably going to get him out of there. We saw a fight for Devonte Smith outside of the UFC against Gunther, where Gunther took him down multiple times, and it looked like Smith kind of quit in that 3rd round. And I think that could potentially happen here for Mullarkey. Mullarkey is going to have the cardio advantage. I think Mullarkey could potentially take him down, rinse and repeat takedowns. But I'm more so personally on the Devonte Smith side, knocking him out. Jamie Mullarkey has like a 43% strike in defense. He is very, very hittable, and you do not want to be hittable against a guy like Devonte Smith. And you also take a look at Mullarkey, like outside of the UFC, it's so weird because Mullarkey is not really going for a ton of takedowns. He's going out there and trying to knock out his opponent for the most part, but now he comes into the UFC and all he's doing is shooting takedowns. Against Brad Riddell, he shot a massive 15 takedowns against Brad Riddell, only got 3 of them. And then against Zion, he went out there and he 11 takedowns and got 5 of them. So, and then Worthy, of course, he knocked him out early. But yeah, that's weird to me. I don't know if Devonte Smith has as bad takedown defense as a Zion. Zion's takedown defense sits at 68%, and then Brad Riddell, his takedown defense sits at 62%. I think it's going to be hard for Mullarkey to not only take down Smith, but hold down Smith as well. And when it's on the feet, it's going to be Smith all day, and it's really not even close. And anytime that Mullarkey is on the feet with Smith, he's going to be in some serious danger. So for Mullarkey to win, he's going to need to go to takedowns as soon as the fight starter. He's probably going to get knocked out. So, but regardless, I mean, both sides under 2.5. Devonte Smith early, Jamie Mullarkey late, or it could be early as well. But yeah, -150. I think that's pretty much a steal. All right, Adonis seeing 6 underdogs on the card. Yeah, I'm picking a few myself. What's up, Brady? Your boy is broke. Give us a parlay to put on. Yeah, I'll talk about a parlay very soon. Talking about some Bellator I was not able to watch. Beware of this fight. It's full of Mullarkey. It very well could be full of Mullarkey. I have no interest in touching that Devonte Smith money line, considering why not just take the under at the same price? It just does not make sense to me. But yeah, I do like the under there. But yeah, fight doesn't go decision is great as well. Fight doesn't go is like -225. But yeah, the under 2.5 is like -150. So I took that. Anybody have any love for Daukaus? Yeah, a lot of people do. We'll talk about that fight soon. Mullarkey said he's motivated by Volk's performance. I think he gets it done. He could, but he's going to have to go for takedowns and go for a ton of them. All right, so we will move on. We have Carol Hosa going against Betch Correa, and this will be the first leg of my parlay. If you guys know me, you guys know I typically don't like doing parlays. I try to stay away from them for the most part, but I think Carol Hosa is in a very solid spot here. The only problem is when I parlayed Carol Hosa earlier in the week, I got her at minus 355, and she is now sitting at minus 650. My goodness. And I think I saw her like minus 700 now on Bet Online. So a lot of money's coming in on Carol Hosa, and for a very good reason. I think she has Betch Correa covered every single aspect of this fight. The volume is a big thing for me. Carol Hosa, some of the best volume in the division, landing over 7.5 significant strikes per minute. Correa is about 4.5. And I guess the big thing for me is what's Correa's path to victory. The path to victory is probably outlanding Rosa and in a 3-round decision. But you take a look at Betch Correa in her last 8 fights, she has not outlanded anybody in her last 8 fights. And the last time she outlanded somebody in a fight was in 2014. And I find it very hard to see Betch Correa outlanding the volume monster in Carol Hosa. And on top of that, Rosa, if she wants to, she can potentially take down Betch Correa, who on paper has an 84% takedown defense, a very good takedown defense. But you take a look at who she's fighting as of late, and nobody's really trying to take her down. Pani Kansas not really trying to take her down. Aldana, Holm, Renault, Jessica I. Like, these fighters are not really trying to take her down. If Carol Hosa tries to, I think she possibly could. And Rosa is a black belt in BJJ as well. So, yeah, like Rosa, I feel comfortable with her as a parlay piece. I had the option to either parlay Carol Hosa or Hernandez. I decided to go with Carol Hosa. We'll talk about the other leg I do like in that parlay later in the card, but that is my first leg of the parlay there. As far as DK goes, Carol Hosa, 9,300. I think she's safe. She will be in my cash lineup. I have not done my DraftKings article yet. I'll be doing that tonight, but she will be part of my cash core. I can guarantee you that. Didn't talk about the last fight from DK perspective, the Smith Malarkey. I'll be nearly 100% owned to that just about. I think Smith has first round upside. I think Malarkey has a ton of wrestling upside. But yeah, Carol Hosa, 9,300. Betch Correa, 6,900. I don't see myself having much, if any, Betch Correa, to be honest. What's up, Michael? Finally made it to a DFS live. What's up? How you doing? Thank you for joining. Brady, what are your favorite picks? Yeah, I saw your comment one. I believe I commented back to you, but yeah, I put Rosa, I put Hernandez, and then I also put the main event fight doesn't go to decision. Adrian saying Rosa is the safest pick on the card. I agree. Betch is retiring and has been on a downward spiral. She's been on a downward spiral for a while. And yeah, I could also see a potential TKO as well. And yes, she did miss weight. I feel like she didn't try to cut the weight. That's kind of the vibe I was getting. She looked fine though, but feels like she's just showing up for her last fight, showing up for a check. But we'll see. Yeah, man. Rosa is expensive against Betch Correa, but a lock. Yep, she is expensive, but I think she will have no problems. We've spoken on Twitter, Brady. Yeah, we have. All right, so we will move on to the next fight here. And we have, oh yeah, there we go. So Casey ONeill going against Antonina Chefchenko. And originally I thought I would be laying a big bet on Casey ONeill. And after getting to the tape, I almost puked at what I was watching. Like, her striking defense is horrible. Like, I was cringing at how hittable Casey ONeill is. She really needs to work on that. And I think she will. She's only 23 years old, but Procopio was just looking phenomenal against her in that first round. And, even against Shannon Dobson at some points had success in that fight before ultimately getting finished. And I'm just not completely sold on Casey ONeill yet. There is some fights out there where, she got finished twice by knockout as an amateur. And she really needs to fix that up here. This is a fight where I don't think she's going to have to worry about that too much because Antonina Shevchenko's takedown defense is so bad. Her ground game is so bad. But the very first time she fights somebody that can stuff a takedown, and really that's it. I think she could very well be in some trouble if she does not fix that striking defense, because it is very, very bad. I think I don't have the exact number, but her striking defense sits at 38%, which that is the worst on the slate. That is worse than Jamie Malarkey, who's very hittable. Shannon Young, that is very hittable. Worse than not as bad as Johnny Walker, second worst on the slate, and then a little bit worse than Kyle Daukaus as well, which is bad. So regardless, she is very, very, very hittable. So I'm tempted in betting Antonina, but there's a really good chance that she does get taken down and she does get finished. I don't want to really touch the money line because, what I did here was I took a small stab on Antonina Chefchenko to win by KO plus 800, and I have a quarter unit on that. I think there's a very good chance that ONeill does win. I'm picking her to win, but if Antonina is able to A, stuff the takedowns, B, if she does get taken down, get back up, if she's able to keep this on the feet for, any period of time, I think there's a chance that she could very well knock out ONeill, who has been knocked out twice as an amateur, who has no striking defense, and this will be the best fighter that ONeill has fought, and it's not even close. And I'm a huge Antonina Shevchenko hater. I hate on her all the time, but I'm just not completely sold at Casey ONeill at this price tag. This is not Shannon Dobson, who, by the way, Shannon Dobson had a 0% takedown defense with ONeill coming into that fight. I was all over ONeill in that fight. Shannon Dobson has retired. This is not Laura Procopio, who was having cramps between rounds 1 and 2 and completely gives up after the first round. And Procopio's also been cut. This is Shevchenko, who's actually been fighting some solid fighters like Caitlin Chukagan, fighters like that. The Queen of Violence, Ariana Lipsky. She's fought the better competition, and it's not even close. So, yeah, like I said, originally I thought I'd be placing a big bet on ONeill, but after getting to the tape, there's no way I can bet on ONeill especially at this price tag. Just with seeing how hittable she is, it's not good. But Brady, you didn't bring up she is nice to look at. Yeah, she is. She is, but I don't know if that's enough. I think she does win, though. With that said, I think she does win, but minus 220. Like, there's no point. There's no point. Stack on ONeill. Yeah, the majority of people will be on ONeill, but I don't know. I think she gets it done, though. Good simp bet right here. Yep. Adrian saying, from Tom Breeze, Nanny to you, Casey scares me. Shades of Bomb versus Lipsky, plus Nina hardly loses 2 in a row. That's a just kidding, a joking matter. That's a JK, doesn't matter. Yep, appreciate the dono, and yeah, I'm scared about it as well. I think on paper, like, this should be an easy Casey ONeill takes her down, submits her right away type of fight, but will it be that easy? I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm a little sketched out about it, and that's why I did take a quarter unit on Antonina by KO. We'll see what happens there. Yeah, exactly. Let's hope Casey wins so we can fade her another day. The hype train will keep rolling. And I said this about, what's his face, Uros Medic last week. I said the time is going to come very soon where he's going to get exposed. The time will come very soon. I said, I don't know if it'll be this fight or the fight upcoming or a fight soon, but he's going to get exposed soon. And I guess it was against Jalen Turner because, my goodness, he did not look great. And same thing for Casey. I think Casey ONeill will be exposed soon. I don't know if it's this fight, but it could be. Got to pick your spots. I agree. I think there's better spots on the card. What's good, Shady Brady, a.k.a. Aspen Lad Lady? Shout out to Aspen Lad. Hopefully she's all right. Brutal weight cut this morning for Aspen Lad. I want to hammer Casey on DK, but like you said, yeah, I don't know. I thought I was going to hammer it as well, but just seeing how hittable. I was like cringing, like, oh, she's so hittable. It's not good. Oh, yeah, over 2.5, minus 120. Yeah, I don't know. That's something that I think a lot of people are really high on the under in this fight. I don't know if I'd get there. I guess I'd lean towards the over slightly, but I would not play it. I think there's a good chance it does finish. Yeah, I wouldn't parlay ONeill as well. ONeill for the takedown. If it's easy to say, someone will get exposed. Eventually, you'll be right. I don't say that too often. Appreciate you for hanging out, Sev. Lad's going to get cut. Yeah, I think so as well. A unit doesn't hurt even if she loses. ONeill has a great combo of skills for women's MMA. You're a big ONeill guy. I get it now. And most women can't just knock you out cold. That is true. She can eat a lot of shots and come forward. And her amateur KO losses, she was under 18. All very true. Lad didn't pull out, though. Yeah, she did not pull out, supposedly. She did not pull out. run from this one. Yep, I would not touch a side here. Just a small coordinate shot on Chefchenko. I hope she knocks her out, but I think Casey does get it done, but just no confidence in that. Alexander Hernandez, Mike Breeden. Hernandez minus 650. Breeden is plus 425. And yeah, Hernandez is going to win. It's just, is he going to win inside the distance? Is he going to win by decision? I'm kind of leaning the inside the distance minus 125. Breeden has been knocked out before. Very tough guy, don't get me wrong, but this feels like a spot where Alexander Hernandez should go out here and get a finish. And, say what you want about Hernandez. I'm not a big Hernandez guy myself. But this should be a spot where he knocks him out or potentially submits him as well. He just recently knocked out Chris Grutzmacher, who, I'm not a big Chris Grutzmacher guy, but that's impressive. Chris Grutzmacher is very, very tough. I think that was the very first knockout loss for Chris Grutzmacher. And then, of course, Hernandez did knock out Beneil Dariush as well. Mike Breeden, I like what I see from the dude, but he's 32 years old. He looks very, very green. I would have liked to see him, on the Contender Series again. He did lose the first time on the Contender Series, but I just don't think he's ready for the UFC level, really anywhere close to ready, to be honest. And Hernandez is a UFC caliber fighter. Again, say what you want about him, but Hernandez is not terrible. So I think Hernandez wins. I think the price is warranted. Will I be parlaying Hernandez? No, but in a Hail Mary, potentially. But yeah, I think Hernandez does get it done, though. 9,400 kind of scares me because if he does not finish Breeden, he's probably not going to score good. But I do think he does finish him. If I had to pick between him or Rosa, I'd probably go Rosa. I think Rosa's safer because she's going to throw a ton of volume, whereas Hernandez, we've seen fights where he has not scored a ton of Draftkings points and has been really low volume. So I think he's really finish dependent on whether he does find the optimal lineup or not. But yeah, I'll take Hernandez for the win, and I'll take him to win inside the distance, minus 125. That kind of did stick out. The knockout prop, plus 150, stuck out, but I could very well see him potentially submitting Breeden as well. Hernandez does have some submissions on his record, but yeah, Hernandez should get it done. Oh, come on. I wouldn't pull out of Lab, though. Come on. Payne, salutations. Brady, just enjoying some pizza while listening to the video right now. Shout out to Payne. Thank you for hanging out. Breeden, third round Darce choke. Melon, if that happens, I will PayPal you or Cash App you $500. Mark it down, screenshot it. If Breeden gets a third round Darce against Hernandez, I will give you $500. I picked Medic after hearing Joe Rogan, loved him, but I had heard a few days before on the Die Hard podcast from you guys that he wasn't all that. Should have stayed with the homies. Yep. I mean, he's good. It's just he hasn't really fought anybody up until Turner. I mean, Alon Cruz is not the best competition. So, but yeah, he's still good. I like Medic. He's exciting, but it was a big step up. I think he does bounce back. Let's see. If Holland can learn some takedown defense, so he can Chefchenko. If Holland can learn some takedown defense, so can Chefchenko. Yeah, I don't think she's going to learn anything. Maybe some improvements, but she's like 36. She's already been exposed. You don't have to lose to be. Yeah, you don't have to lose to be exposed. More DK points. It's a tough one because if Hernandez gets a finish, probably Hernandez, maybe. But if it does not get a finish, if it goes to decision, that's easy Rosa. I'd probably lean towards Rosa. But if Hernandez does starch him in the first round, Hernandez. But Rosa's probably safer. I'll say that. Breeden second round KO. Want to offer me that 500? No, if Breeden gets a second round KO, I'll give you 250. 250. You can screenshot that. Mark it down. One of these days, Melon is going to get paid potentially. I think last week he picked like Lauren Murphy, fourth round armbar or something crazy like that. I think he also did like a Rosenstruck, like a third round Darce choke or something like that. Yeah, one of these days they will hit, and I'll have to give up my car or something like that, but hope not. Yep, rooting for Breeden there. PayPal will be. I was starting to like Mason Chiazon, but she's an absolute joke. That was easy money. I don't know if it was easy money after that weight cut, though. But yeah, I did like Aspen Ladd prior to the weight cut. What is up, Vince? How you doing? Shout out to Vince. Melon is hilarious. I don't know if he's being serious or not. I hope he's joking, but we'll see. I do want to remind you guys to hit the like button, 165 and you here on a Friday. Me, Uncle Weasley, Narco Cop, and a special guest, a very special guest, will be going live 1 hour prior to the prelims. Tomorrow, the prelims start at 4. We'll be going live at 3. We'll be giving our best bet for each and every fight on the card. Can't wait to show you guys who the special guest will be. But yeah, me, Wheezy, Narco Cop, and one special guest, all giving our best bet. Should be a very fun show. Really looking forward to it. What is up, Andre? How you doing? Incoming sketchy decision between Rosa and Betch. I hope it's not close, but maybe it could be. But I don't know. All right, so moving on, and yeah, this is a very tough fight to call. Joe Solecki going against Jared Gordon, and I was very tempted in betting Jared Gordon, but I was very tempted to like plus 140. He's now plus 105, so I kind of missed the line here, and I missed it by a ton. I'm not going to ultimately place a bet on Gordon. Even like the decision prop I missed out on. I think it was like plus 240, plus 230 earlier in the week. It's now plus 175. I'm just going to stay far, far away from this fight. This is a tough fight to call because you take a look at Joe Solecki, and I'm a huge Joe Solecki guy. This guy is awesome. This guy has won me a lot of money. But then you take a look at Jared Gordon. How does Jared Gordon typically lose? He loses by knockout. 3 knockout losses. One was, I believe, a doctor stoppage, but he got knocked out by Charles Oliveira. You know, no shame in that, right? Got knocked out by Joaquim Silva. Got knocked out against Diego Ferreira. Those are his 3 UFC losses, 3 knockout losses. And when you take a look at Joe Solecki, is Joe Solecki going to knock out anybody? No, there's a good chance he's not. He only has, I believe, 1 knockout win on his record. The rest are by submission. Is he going to submit Jared Gordon, who has never been submitted? I believe he's either a brown belt or a black belt in BJJ. Very good grappler, very underrated grappler, and a very solid wrestler as well. Is Joe Solecki going to submit Jared Gordon? I don't think so as well. So when you take a look at it, you know, it's a tough fight to call because I think whoever is going to get on top is going to win this fight. And at that point, you know, who is the better wrestler? You take a look at Jared Gordon's takedown defense on paper. It is sitting at about 55%. I think he's like stuffed 5 out of 9 takedowns, something like that. But he's only been trying to take down 9 times. He was able to stuff only 5 of them, or 4 of them. So a pretty poor takedown defense on paper. But, you know, looking through Gordon's record, his entire career, I don't see one fight where he got out-grappled. Yeah, I don't see one fight. He didn't get out-grappled by Joaquim Silva prior to getting knocked out. He didn't get out-grappled by Dan Moret. Moret had some success, took him down, but Gordon still controlled him for 10 minutes of that fight. He got knocked out by Oliveira, knocked out by Ferreira. He didn't get out-grappled by Fishgold or Chavez, who, by the way, Fishgold's a phenomenal grappler. I think he's a black belt. Chavez is definitely a black belt. Was able to out-grapple both of those guys, and you know, it's just a tough fight to call because I'm so high on Solecki, but we have never seen Gordon lose by any other way but getting knocked out. And is Solecki going to knock him out? I don't think so. Is Solecki going to submit him? I don't think so. So it's a tough fight to call. I really don't know where Joe Solecki's at. He's looked so good. He's looked dominant, but he's looked good against Jim Miller, who Jim Miller at this point is 38, 39 years old, and he actually lost the first round to Jim Miller. He lost it the first round to Jim Miller on 2 of the 3 judges' scorecards. And in that first round, you know, Jim Miller was on top, and you know, Joe Solecki was just content to stay on the bottom there. And Miller was able to control him for about 2.5 minutes of that first round. And then he submitted Austin Hubbard, which how do you beat Austin Hubbard? You out-grapple him. And you know, nobody's been able to submit Austin Hubbard, you know, but Solecki, so that's impressive. But even then, and then Matt Wyman has since been cut. So this is going to be the toughest test of, you know, Solecki's UFC career. Going from Matt Wyman, Hubbard, Jim Miller, I think this is going to be a good test for him. I'm actually going to pick Jared Gordon to win, but I just don't have much confidence in it. I don't have a ton of confidence in it, so we'll see what happens. I guess the one thing I don't like for Gordon's side is he is coming back up a weight class, and he is going to be the older fighter as well. Those are the 2 things I don't like. He's going to be the smaller fighter as well. So, yeah, I'm going to take Gordon as far as a pick, but just don't think I'll get there from a bet as long as the line where it's at. If more money came in on Solecki, I'd probably consider it at plus 140. I definitely consider it and probably bet it now, but it looks like the line's closing up and the line might even flip at this point. Lots of money still coming in on the Gordon side at plus 105. To be honest, I just want to stay far, far away from this one. But yeah, it's a fun fight. It's a fun fight. It's an intriguing fight. I'm high on Solecki. I've never been a Gordon guy, but yeah, we'll see what happens. Values on Solecki, yeah, everybody seems, well, for the most part, people seem to be on Solecki. I think like 85% of people are taking Solecki, and I get it. He's such a great fighter, but I don't know. A fight. Prodigy in the house. Is this the Prodigy? Shout out to you. Have not talked to you in a while. Only fight him opposite on. Got Solecki by decision. Yeah, I think, either way, though, like whoever wins this fight is going to win by decision. So what I did put in my Hail Mary was the over 2.5 rounds, which I think is like minus 180. I don't think that's horrible. I don't think the over 2.5 rounds is horrible. I don't see Solecki knocking him out. I don't see Solecki submitting him, and Jared Gordon's not finishing anybody. So yeah, I don't hate that at all, really. Anyone putting Solecki in a straight bet as a money line, please turn their pod off and never listen again. Joe is overpriced, in my opinion, and never negative. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. So you're saying Solecki is overpriced? Yeah, I think it should be a pick'em. So I do agree with that. But the line is trending there. Adrian, appreciate the dono once again. You're killing it with the donos. Shout out to you. Gordon and Misha, our dogs will cash. Don't hate it. I don't hate it. I'm not going to place a bet on Gordon at the current money line. If it was plus 140, I'd be all over it. But I missed it. Missed the boat. No shame. I just want to stay away from it. Solecki eye pokes Gordon to round 2, ends in a no contest. Okay. If that happens, I feel like that could happen though. So I'm kind of scared. If that happens, I'll give you $100, Melon. If Solecki eye pokes Gordon in round 2. Your special guest is taking Solecki by KO. If it is who I think it is, we'll have to see. We'll have to see tomorrow. Bet Gordon at his money line plus 130. Yeah, you got a good line there. You beat the line movement. There you go. MMA quiz. Name the female fighter who beat Amanda Nunes and hasn't lost a second round in the longest time ever. I'll tell you if you got it right. Name a fighter. I don't have time to think right now, but I'll try to get you after this though. I think there's a good chance Solecki gets his first KO in the UFC. Like, that's the thing. Like, if people are banking on Solecki to knock him out, I don't know. Because, yes, Gordon's been knocked out a ton of times, but look at who he's been knocked out against. The champion, Charles Oliveira, Diego Ferreira, guys like that. They're no scrubs. They're no scrubs, but maybe I'm wrong. This is a tough one for DK. Should score decent. Yeah, I think it could score decent. Sharps all over Gordon, it seems. Yeah, somewhat. I see some sharps on Solecki as well. I think it's a close fight. I think people are split on it for sure. Gordon by decision plus 240. Yeah, where do you see plus 240 by decision? Because I see like plus 170, plus 190. I don't hate that decision call. What's up, Brady? Got Rosa, Hernandez, Santos in a parlay. What do you think? I think it cashes. I wouldn't parlay Santos personally, but I think it does cash. To be honest, I don't like to fight too much on DK. I know it should be a lot of grappling, a lot of wrestling, control time, but I'm not extremely high on the... oh, you gave it away. I was going to try to get to you. Alexis Davis, really? Okay. What about props on the draw? Oh, I don't know. We had to get a 10-8. I don't see any fighter really getting a 10-8. Maybe. All right. Solecki looked bigger at faceoffs. Don't trust Gordon. Yeah, that's why I can't pull the trigger. Gordon's older. Gordon's coming up a weight class. Gordon's smaller. I don't like that. What is up, Chris? Good luck this weekend to you as well. Shout out to Chris, guy active in the Discord. All right. So we will move on to the next fight here. Where are we at? So we have Krzysztof Jotko going against Misha Serkanov. We have, we're getting close to the end here. So we have Jotko open up minus 160, currently minus 145. Serkanov plus 140. Currently plus 125. So the thing I do like here is the Serkanov money line, and I did bet it at plus 135. I missed the plus 150 earlier in the week, but plus 135, and it looks like that money line is still coming down. I did place this bet before I saw the weigh-ins because I figured if I wait, I'd get a worse line, and that was the case. But Serkanov looked great. He looked great on the scales. He looked phenomenal. He's going to be the bigger guy. He's going to be the more dangerous guy as well. And it's something that really stumps me is you take a look at the fight, doesn't go to the decision line, and I'm all for playing violence in Serkanov fights. I'm all for it. He has never seen the scorecards in the UFC. But that's the complete opposite against Jotko. Jotko has only one finish in the UFC, and that was like in 2014, 2015. So he has one finish in like the last 8 years. So that's my only concern. So I'm more on the Serkanov side here. I think he's going to be the bigger guy, although Jotko on paper has a very good takedown defense. I could see Serkanov taking him down, holding against the cage, and if he does take him down, he is very, very dangerous. Jotko has been submitted before. Jotko has been knocked out twice. I just think the guy that's more capable of finishing this fight, the guy that's more likely to be finishing is going to be Serkanov. And instead of laying minus 200 on the fight doesn't go, which I do like, why not do the plus money, plus 140 on Serkanov, plus 135 on Serkanov, where I think he's going to finish? Like I said, I mean, he could potentially finish Serkanov, but take a look at who Serkanov's got knocked out by. Serkanov has been knocked out a ton of times, but this is who Serkanov's been knocked out by. Ryan Spann, huge guy, hits like a truck. Johnny Walker, huge guy, hits like a truck. Glover Teixeira, hits like a truck. Volkan Oezdemir, hits like a truck. Ryan Spann, Walker, Teixeira, and Oezdemir are his 4 knockout losses in the UFC. Does Jocko compare to any of those guys or come anywhere near in terms of danger? I don't think so. I'm taking a look at Jocko's career. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 UFC fights for Jocko and only 1 knockout win. So I don't know. I mean, is Serkanov chinny? Yes, he is, but he's chinny against, Johnny Walker, Ryan Spann, Volkan Oezdemir, Glover Teixeira. That's my only problem in terms of the fight doesn't go. So took a shot on Serkanov. Could I see Jocko stuffing the takedowns, keeping on the feet, outpointing Serkanov for 3 rounds? I could see that, but I'm going to say that Serkanov makes it dirty, gets in on the inside, pushes him against the cage, takes him down, and probably finishes him. So I did take the money line shot there. As far as DK goes, Serkanov is my favorite dog on DK for the most part. Takedown upside, finish upside. When he does win, it is inside the distance. Finish rates, Serkanov has an 86% finish rate, and Jocko has the second worst finish rate on the entire card, right ahead of Betch Correa. Betch Correa 18%, Jocko 32%, 1 knockout in the last 8 years. So, but yeah, I think it will be a violent fight, but I'm more so on the Serkanov side there for sure. All right. I feel you're thinking about moving on Serkanov. Yeah, he looked good. I mean, if you're one of the people that waited to see the weigh-ins, I think you're good to go. Yeah, he looked great. He looked great at weigh-ins for sure. Payne getting some snacks. There you go. Can Jocko keep the fight stand? I think he could, but like you're talking about, he's so much stronger than Jocko. He's so much bigger. But yeah, I think Misha's a solid spot here. Misha has no chin, and my granny hits harder than him. Good subs, but trash. Okay, Jocko by KO. Yeah, I don't know about the KO. I don't know, maybe, but like I said, no power to the Jocko side. He's content in winning a decision. Like Uncle Weezy says, Jocko can't open a can. No, he cannot. Just play the Serkanov sub prop. Well, I could see a TKO, right? So I just played him straight. I could also see a decision, as crazy as that sounds. Maybe out wrestling him for 3 rounds. But I think it's more so a finish. I think that's not as likely. I have Jocko, KO, ONeill sub, and Santos round 2 KO prop and a Hail Mary parlay. Thoughts? I mean, I could see an ONeill sub. I don't know if I could see a Jocko knockout, and I could see a Santos round 2. Yeah, I say it probably pays out a lot, right? No interest in this fight. I'm interested in watching it for sure. That should be a fun one. What do you think about Smith Malarkey? I think violence. I think some violence for sure. Jocko in 47 seconds into round 1, left hook KO. 47. I mean, it could happen. Misha's chinny, but again, we talked about who's knocking out Misha, and it's not any guys close to Jocko there. So we'll get to the next fight here. We have about we're good on time. Nico Price going against Oliveira. I did take a 1-unit shot on Nico Price winning inside the distance. I placed that bet, I think, on Sunday or Monday, thinking money would come in on that, but it has not. I got plus 135. We now see Nico Price inside the distance around, plus 125. I see plus 130 on some books, which doesn't really make much sense to me. His money line is minus 190. Why is his inside the distance prop plus 125? I think it should be a little bit more correlated, considering Nico Price has only won one decision in his entire career. Nico Price has only been to the scorecards 2 times in his entire career. Yeah, in 19 fights, Nico Price has only seen the scorecards 2 or 3 times. So Oliveira has been finished 6 times out of his 9 losses, 5 by sub, 1 by knockout. Somebody that's typically a durable guy, but I'm not so sure that durability is still there, as we saw Brown hurt him bad in his last fight. I like Nico Price here quite a bit. I don't like the money line though. Minus 190. I'm more comfortable in just taking a shot at the plus money inside the distance prop. I wouldn't really try to go KO or sub. I can see either happening. Oliveira's been submitted a million times, but I think more so what's going to happen is a price knockout there. I could see it being early. I could see it being late. I could see Price putting on a ton of volume throughout the fight and Oliveira kind of quitting in there towards the end. I could see it all. But I do think Price has a solid chance to finish here. Oliveira has been finished in the first round in his last 2 fights. He doesn't look like he wants it anymore. And I've always talked about in my breakdowns which Oliveira is going to show up. Is it going to be the good Oliveira or is it going to be the bad Oliveira? And we've seen in the past couple of years, it's more often than not going to be the bad Oliveira showing up. The Oliveira that does not look like he wants to be in there. The Oliveira that's very low volume. The Oliveira that's going out there and getting finished early. And I think Price does finish him here as well. But yeah, minus 190 is a little bit too wide for my liking because of how hittable Price is, because of how reckless he is. But with that recklessness, I do think some violence is going to happen. Minus 120 fight doesn't go. It covers both sides. The under 2.5 covers both sides. I think those are fine as well. But for me personally, I have 1 unit on Price inside the distance around plus 135. I like Price on Draftkings. One of my favorite plays there. If he does win, I think it is inside the distance. But yeah, great fight. Cannot wait for some Niko Price. Love Cowboy, but it's time to ride in the sunset. I agree. Niko Price, already have a bet on him myself too. Yep, I think he gets it done. Especially if you got it. If you got an early at Price, yeah. Stack saying Price at 125 was beautiful. Yeah, congrats to you. Price 125. I saw him at minus 140 early in the week as well. If you got an early, shout out to you guys. But as of now, minus 190. I don't know if I go there. It's play of the night. There you go. Yeah, I think he gets it done. You got Price minus 125. Yeah, good job. Love that line. Love that line for sure. Rather bet the will to win, desire for violence. Yeah. I may touch the fight doesn't go to decision. Yeah, I think that's solid as well. And like you mentioned, it seems like Niko Price wants to win a lot more. Price by TKO. If Niko loses, let him fight Lima and ship him to Bellator. There you go. What is up, Hank Hill? Thank you for the dono. Johnny Walker will flail like mega. Is that like a fish in KO Santos? All right. There we go. Appreciate the dono. Is Alex at plus 168 worth a shot? I have Price TKO, by the way. I don't know. I just have a hard time putting money on Cowboy Oliveira. I'd feel horrible doing so, but I do think the line is a little bit off. But I do think Price gets it done. Uncle Weezy in the chat. Just woke up from my afternoon tequila nap. What I miss are the fights tonight. What's up, Uncle Weezy? Yes, sir. The fights are tonight. And you missed a lot, man. You missed a lot. So you have to go back and watch. But shout out to Uncle Weezy on vacation, enjoying the life. Tequila nap. I like that. Any concerns with Niko not being able to finish Cowboy Cerrone? No, sir. No, sir. 15 kids between the two. That's crazy. Price gonna lay a body out on his record. I agree. One more night sleep. Does Brady know Weezy in real life? Yeah, he's my uncle. He's my Uncle Weezy. Of course I know Weezy. Taking Aspen Lad by K. Are you? Are you, Freddie? Yeah, I think she can get it done. All right. So we'll move on. 2 fights left, co-main event. Yeah, tough fight to call. Kevin Holland, Kyle Daukaus. I think Kevin Holland is the side. But do I want to pay minus 170 for a guy that has like a 45% takedown defense and an inability to get up? Not really, but he's looked horrible. He's looked bad, but he's looked bad against Marvin Vettori and Derek Brunson, which Kyle Daukaus is neither of those guys and anywhere close to the caliber of those guys. And the wrestling especially, Kyle Daukaus, his wrestling is not that great. I think it's like a 28% accuracy around there. Whereas Brunson, one of the best wrestlers in the division, Marvin Vettori, phenomenal wrestler. This is a huge step down in competition, to say the least. I think it's a good fight for Holland to come back and get the win. And I like Holland here, but do I want to lay minus 170 on him? Not really. I see a lot of people being on Daukaus. A lot of people are really low on Holland. And I was one of the guys that when Holland was like extremely hyped, everybody liked him. He was probably one of the most hyped fighters at one point. I was not that high on him. And it's just weird seeing all the hype just be on him, and then all the hype automatically come off him after 2 hard fights. And just 2 fights ago against Brunson, he actually was the favorite. I think he was like just about the same favorite as he is against Daukaus against Brunson, which is just crazy to think about. But yeah, I like Holland here. Do I want to bet Holland? No, I typically don't like betting Holland because a lot of reasons. He doesn't have the best fight IQ, doesn't have the best takedown defense, and there is a path to victory for Daukaus, but I say Holland does get it done. As far as DK goes, yeah, I kind of like both sides here. Daukaus, if he does win, it is takedowns, it is control time. Holland, if he does win, I think he could knock out Daukaus, who has a very horrible striking defense sitting at 39%. Very, very hittable. I think Holland can knock him out on the feet. Daukaus, if he does win, again, it's takedowns, control time, and it probably scores very well. But yeah, looking forward to the co-main event. Really looking forward to it, seeing if Holland can get back on track, but I don't know. Daukaus just needs to lay and pray. Yeah, you got to think that Holland is not just going to lay there like he did in the Vettori Brunson fight, though. So much hype on Daukaus because of his round 3 against Allen. Suspect grappling, mediocre striking, excellent toughness. Yeah, he's tough. He's very tough. But getting out-cardioed by Phil Hawes is just not a good look. Minus 170 is off. The only play I would make is Holland third round triangle choke, but that will only happen 92% of the time. There you go. Hypothesis of the Thai FOD. Holland is able to shrug off the takedowns. Imagine Daukaus by wrestling. Let's get it. There you go. He was a minus 190 favorite. Holland I'm talking about against Brunson. Yeah, he was a big favorite. You like Rosa, the Daukaus caucus. I got Rosa price, Holland parlay for a big win. There you go. Good luck. Payne got Holland at minus 150. I like that line. Got to imagine he's been working nonstop on his wrestling. Yeah, you better be. You better be. The only reason Holland hype died so fast was because everyone realized his fighting IQ is the lowest of the lows. Yeah, I've known that for a while. Ever since like the Meerschaert fight where he initiated the grappling with Meerschaert plenty of times. He's somebody you cannot trust. So even though I think he wins, do I want to bet him? No, not at all. Come on, Holland all day. Daukaus is going to get dropped. Yeah, I think he gets knocked out. What's Holland by knockout? Holland by knockout is plus 250. Not good enough for me. Daukaus by sub. Yeah, people forget that Holland's a black belt. Holland is a black belt, but it could happen. Kyle is nowhere near or never will be anywhere near Vettori or Brunson ever. All right, so main event time. Before we get into it, if you guys can smash the like button, let's get those likes up. Thiago Santos going against Johnny Walker. And yeah, so my night, just like last week, I said my night is going to come down to the Medic-Turner fight doesn't go to decision. I had about 4 units, or I was like 3.5 units deep on that one. So I'm going to be 4 units deep in this fight in terms of violence. So the 2 bets I do have, this is going to close out the parlay I had with Carol Hosa. I have 2 units on Rosa parlay, but the fight doesn't go to decision. Minus 157, 2 units on that. I love that parlay a ton. And then also I have the fight does not start round 4, got on FanDuel Sportsbook. I think the price has changed a little bit, but still minus 174, 2 units on that. So basically I need the fight to end within the first 3 rounds, and it will probably be a really good night. So yeah, I see violence here one way or another. Johnny Walker, when he does win, it's typically in the first round. I could definitely see that. If Johnny Walker does not win in the first round, I could also see Santos taking over, being the guy with the better cardio, somebody that can hit hard as well, somebody that's more proven, has been into the later rounds, has been into a 4th and a 5th round. With guys like John Jones, I could see a Santos, 2nd or 3rd round finish, but it's just hard to see this fight not only not ending inside the distance, but it's hard to see this fight getting out of the first round and a half, to be honest. So I like those plays. My night will come down to the fight doesn't go and the fight does not start round 4. And as far as DK goes, I will be about 100% owned on this fight. I was thinking of maybe splitting it down 50-50 or like 55-45 in terms of Santos, but I will be 100% owned in regardless. But I think someone gets finished for sure. I have Walker by KO. Santos post-fight knee injury looks horrible. Yeah, he does look pretty bad. I love how MMA is so recognized now as a sport. Yeah, I like it. Walker 50-45 unanimous decision max bet. If that happens, a 50-45 unanimous, I'll give you my house. I'll give you my entire house if that happens. Yep, I saw that as well. Fight does not start round 3 is a decent line. I agree. Yep, if you do like Walker, I recommend that first round KO prop. Walker second round vicious KO. I think, yeah, more so in the first round. But yeah, second round I think is like plus 800, plus 900. Well, man, this main event might not score well, but I bet inside the distance, and originally it was going to be 100% on Nah. But yeah, I think if it's going to, I think it's going to finish score well, right? Walker, if he does win, first round. Santos, if he does win, probably second or third, even first round himself. I think it's going to be a really crazy fight to start out. Yeah, probably the house. If Walker does win a 50-45 unanimous, probably the house. Yeah, I don't think that happens. I don't think it happens. We'll see. From Tom Breeze to Brady, there you go. Shout out to Adrian. Appreciate you for hanging out. Just having a hard time not placing it inside the distance on Walker. Just a Santos fade. If he only was not, he's so chinny. Walker is so chinny and so hittable. It's actually pretty funny. And yeah, I think the best thing to do is just cover both sides. Take the easy route, cover both sides there. All right. PayPal, can I rent a room? I joined late. Did I miss a bunch? You did miss a bunch of malarkey for sure. All right, so quickly go through the bets. We have Misha Serkanov, my only straight bet of the night. Was very tempted, and Jared Gordon did not get there. I definitely missed the line, and it's not getting any better at this point. So sit back and watch that one. Santos Walker fight does not start round 4. 2 units minus 174. My big parlay of the night. Rosa parlayed with. The fight doesn't go to decision with Santos Walker. 2 units minus 157. 1 unit shots on Nico inside the distance. Perez Eduardo fight doesn't go to decision plus 100. And then also Andrade Catano Parello under 2.5 rounds plus 125. And then corner unit sprinkles on Edgar by submission plus 600. And then also Chefchenko by KO plus 800. And then also the malarkey Devonte Smith under 2.5 rounds. So yeah, that's about it. Tune in tomorrow, 1 hour prior to the prelims, going live 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. Me, Uncle Weezy, Narco Cop, and then also a very, very special guest. So we'll see what happens. And good luck for UFC Vegas 38. We'll talk to you soon. I'll be getting my betting breakdown video out tomorrow. And then you can check me out on Twitter, DFS_numbers. Instagram is DFS by the numbers. I'll be getting my bets out there as well. Don't think I'll add anything, but if I do, you will see them there. Thank you guys for all hanging out, and we will see you soon. Good luck for the card. Let's make some money. Let's keep it rolling. See you guys.